Hey everyone, Violin Guy here. Welcome back to my channel, Uber Violin Guy. And today, what we're doing is I'm going to talk a little bit about professionalism in driving. You're like, oh God, he's going to lecture me. It's not. This is not intended to be any kind of lecture or anything like that. This is some simple things that probably are going to help you get some more tips, help your rating stay way up, and keep your passengers happy. So first, before we talk about anything else, I want to reiterate something that that is very important that some drivers don't seem to grasp, and that is that this is a service job. It's you are a professional driver. Your passengers are your customers. And like most jobs, the customer is almost always right. So what you need to do is remember that. Remember that if the passenger asks you for something strange, like, "Hey, can you turn on the Christian hip hop station?" Or something like that, or like, "Can you turn the heat up and it's 95 degrees outside," or whatever. You need to be doing that stuff. Or if you don't want to do it, if it's 1,000 degrees out and you're don't want to put the heat on, which of course nobody would want to do that, then you need to be polite about it. You can't be like, "Dude, what in the world is wrong with you?" Okay, so don't do that. I read a lot of stuff online. There are great Facebook groups here in Atlanta for Uber and Lyft. And I read a lot of things online, and I know that a lot of this stuff is bravado. It's a lot of talk just to talk. It's a lot of big talk from some of these people. But I see a lot of times, people will post a story about, "Hey, I had this passenger the other day, and she was really obnoxious. She wanted to sit in the middle seat in the back, and I told her to get her fat ass over onto the right side, and then she wanted to listen to this music, and I told her to F off because it's my car, I'm listening to my goddamn music." Okay, pardon all my French there, but here's the thing. That stuff is stuff that you need to be considerate of when you're driving. Yeah, it's your car, all right? So your car, your rules for the most part, but you also are using your car to service the passengers. Okay, so you have to really be considerate of passenger needs and wants. Now, let me just say a quick thing about, yes, this is your car. So you need to have control of your car while you are a driver. That means you need to cancel rides when you show up at somebody's house and you see they've got an infant but no car seat. Okay, that's against the law. It's against the law to travel with an infant with no car seat. And the person who's going to get nailed by the law is not mommy who insisted on not using one. It is you, the driver. So that's something. Also, drugs, alcohol in the car. Absolutely not. Okay, no open containers of alcohol in your car. That's not just to protect you from drunk people. That's also the law. Okay, now you're not going to get in trouble if you get pulled over and Jimmy Frat Boy in the back is pounding some Colt 45s. Okay, that's not something you're going to get in trouble for, but you just don't want that headache. So essentially you shouldn't let drivers into your car with any open containers of anything, whether it's coffee, vodka, what. You just need to you need to watch out for that stuff. Okay, so those are rules that you need to impose and you need to stick to because it's your car. But other stuff, you are the service person. You are providing a service to the passenger's the customer. So you need to act accordingly. So other stuff about being a professional driver. This is a business. You are a professional driver and you need to look that way. All right. That doesn't mean dressing up in a tuxedo or a black suit and tie. You're looking like one of the Blues Brothers limo drivers or something. You don't need to do that. Okay. That's just crazy. But I highly recommend, right now I'm wearing, red polo shirt and, black shorts. Okay. I've got shorts on because it's Atlanta. It's 95 degrees and it's only 10:30 in the morning. Okay. All right. What is the actual temperature? It's 82 and it's 10:30 in the morning. Gotta love it here in Atlanta. Okay. But yeah, you wear something that's at least, a little bit, that you didn't just roll out of bed, throw a ball cap on and come out and drive. Okay. Um, I generally, with very few exceptions, I've taken a shower and put on, decent clothes before I come out driving. Um, but you don't have to do anything more fancy than, a shirt with a collar, and jeans, or something like that. Wear comfortable clothes, that is for sure, but don't wear sweats and a ratty t-shirt, that you got at a Stone Temple Pilots concert, 8 years ago. Okay. Just wear comfortable, very comfortable clothes because you're going to be sitting in this car all day. And sitting actually a lot. You're going to sit in your car a lot. So, but before I get off track, let's get back. So, present yourself in the most positive way. Okay. So, put some stuff in your hair, put on some decent clothes, and, you know, let that be how you present yourself to your passenger. Okay. If you're wearing a shirt with holes in it, and ratty old cargo shorts that have also holes and are missing buttons and stuff. I have a pair just like that. If you're wearing that, what is your driver going to think when he shows up? He's going to think, okay, this is some kid fresh out of college, who doesn't care what he looks like. It probably drives the same way. All right. So I happen to be kind of a judgmental person, and that's not necessarily a good trait to have, but I look at people and I sometimes judge them based on what they look like. I'm not talking about race or ethnicity. I'm talking about what they're wearing. Okay, so if they are covered in tattoos, have 10 piercings on their face, and are wearing, a black tank top and, barely there jeans with holes all over them, okay, that presents a certain picture to somebody. We should not judge people that way, but trust me, most people do. So you need to, present yourself nicely. Okay. Smile. You need to smile. Okay. You need to smile, and you need to greet your passenger in a positive way. They open the door and be like, hey, how's it going? You can go so far as to say, my name is Chuck and you are, and they're going to, because you need to identify, you need to verify your passenger. Okay. If you're supposed to pick up Linda and there's, some old man standing on the corner, then you probably need to figure out what's going on, because that's not Linda. It's not uncommon for friends and family members to order rides for relatives or friends, and that's totally cool. You just need to then verify it with the account holder. But yeah, smile, say, hi, welcome, where are we headed off to today? How you doing? How's your day going? Now, after that, though, if they're not talking to you and they're not striking up any conversation, neither will you. Okay, because that means they just want to sit there and enjoy the ride. So let them do that. But yeah, smile, conversation. While you're talking to passengers, don't bring up any of the following: no religion, no politics, and be very careful with sports. Religion and politics are obvious. You don't ever say anything about, religion or politics. Don't make jokes about any kind of religion, and don't make any jokes about our current, president or any of that stuff. And just be very careful. Sports, though, you could probably talk about sports, but you got to recognize where you are. Let's say you are driving in St. Louis and you're from Chicago and you're a big Cubs fan. I'm a big Cubs fan, but I'm in Atlanta. But if you're in St. Louis and you're a big Cubs fan, you'll get killed for being a Cubs fan in St. Louis. Okay. Likewise, you'd probably get killed for being a St. Louis fan in the streets of Chicago. But yeah, you just be careful what you're talking about with sports. Okay. You could say, make a crack about, oh, I hate Tom Brady, and the dude who's writing, you don't know he's from Boston originally. So you just got to watch out for that. Okay, so we've talked about appearance. We've talked about greeting passengers professionally and in a friendly way. A smile goes a long way. And then when they're done, just say, hey, I hope you have a terrific day. Thanks for riding. Okay, and leave it at that. Don't be like, hey, I know it's not required, but tips are always appreciated. Don't ask for tips. Okay, that's like, how would you think if you went to a restaurant and you're paying, you ask for the check and the waitress comes by and says, "Hey, it's not required to tip me, but I could always appreciate a few bucks." Well, I wouldn't feel very happy about that, and nor should your passenger. So don't ask for tips. Um, and don't put a lot of signs around you can buy these signs that say, please tip me, but it's not, required, blah, 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 and, give me 5 stars and all that other nonsense. You're going to earn that, and you're going to earn those tips by being a professional driver, being courteous, driving safely. Let's talk about driving safely. You need to follow every traffic law there is. Okay, so that means full stop at stop signs, full stop before turning right on red. Okay, you need to be a little extra careful. You need to pretend like you're driving a child in your car that's not yours. Okay, you don't want to get in an accident. You don't want to do stupid things like that you might do when you're driving by yourself. Okay, now I will be the first to admit I drive a little fast, but when I'm on my way to the passenger, not after I've got the passenger in my car. After I got the passenger in my car on the highway, like if I'm on the interstate, I'm probably going no more than 10 over. Okay, and in Atlanta, if anybody knows what driving is like in Atlanta, if you're going 10 over, you may as well be in the right lane, slow lane. Okay, but I only do about 10, maybe a little more than that, depending on the flow of traffic. I like to stay in the flow of traffic. On local streets, I'm doing no more than 5, sometimes 10, depending on the flow of traffic. But you want to be careful because Uber passengers will complain if you're driving fast. Okay, they may not say something to you in the car because they don't want to make this an uncomfortable situation, but they'll say it later when they rate you 1 star. So, just be cautious on the roads. Don't drive fast. Don't drive crazy like you would while you're by yourself. So lastly, again, we've talked about dressing nicely. We've talked about courteous and friendly to passengers and driving within the speed limits and the laws. And if you do all of these things and you're courteous and your car is clean, your car's got to be clean. If your car's clean, if it smells good, it's got to smell good. And everything's cool, then you'll get tips. So that's going to wrap it up. Be smart about the way you drive. You're a professional driver. This is your business, so you need to run your business in a professional manner. And if you do, you will be successful. Okay? Don't argue with passengers. No matter how rude the passenger is, just nod your head, get them to where they're going, and get them the hell out of your car. Don't say a word about anything. If you argue with your passengers, all you're doing is guaranteeing a 1 rating. And then one last thing, when it comes to that stuff, a dash cam is invaluable. So have a dash cam so later on you can say, "Hey, Uber, this lady was mean to me, and, this is why." Piece of cake. So be a professional driver, run your business professionally, smile, and you will be successful. Until next time, Violin Guy, out.